Ladies and gentlemen, there's a funny thing about people. And no, it's not just how they change when they see a celebrity walk in, it's how they treat what comes easy to them. We live in a world that celebrates convenience, one click shopping, instant noodles, swipe right, fall in love. But here's the twist: even in this fast paced world, the things people value the most are the ones they had to struggle for. People value what they have to earn. Think about it. The job you begged for, prepared for, and finally cracked. You protected with everything you've got. And you've protected with everything you got. But the one that came too easy, you probably showed up late on day one. It's human nature. When something costs us our time, effort, patience, maybe even a few sleepless nights, we automatically put it on a pedestal. It becomes sacred. Now let's take that logic and apply it to something more personal. You. When you give yourself away too easily, when you're always available, always saying yes, always trying to please everyone, you become like air. Necessary, sure, but invisible. Invisible. When people don't have to try to earn your time, your attention, your affection, they take it for granted. That's not because they're bad people. It's just that effort creates appreciation. Struggle creates value. Think about the last time you got something too easily. Did you really cherish it? Probably not. You see, when people earn your presence, when they've had to show up for you, respect your time, understand your standards, then you become someone unforgettable. Not just another face in the crowd, but someone who made them rise to the occasion. And that's powerful. I've learned this the hard way, both in the film industry and in my personal life. Early on, I wanted everyone to like me. I'd say yes to everything, smile through exhaustion, go the extra mile even when people didn't notice. And don't get me wrong, kindness is beautiful. But kindness without boundaries, that's a slow way to lose yourself. The truth is, not everyone deserves access to you. Just like not every actor gets to be in a blockbuster, not every person gets a front row seat in your life. That's not arrogance, that's wisdom, that's self respect. That's self respect. You know what happens when you make people earn you? They respect you more. They remember you. They show up differently. They treat you with care because they know they had to show effort to get there. Even love, the thing we all chase like a dramatic Bollywood climax. Even love that comes too easy doesn't stay. But love that took time, honesty, patience, that love becomes legendary. That's when you stop being just and nice and start being valuable. People don't fall in love with perfection. They fall in love with depth, with challenge, with mystery. And when you hand out all your attention to anyone who smiles at you, you give away your depth. You give away the magic before the show even begins. So hold yourself like a limited edition book. Not everyone gets to read your story. Not everyone gets access to the chapters that made you who you are. Let people work for that. Let them show you they're worth your energy. Not out of ego, but out of self-awareness. Let me ask you something. Have you ever chased someone who didn't pay you much attention? Someone who had high standards? Someone who didn't give you their time until you showed them you were serious? That person stuck in your mind, didn't they? That's because they made you rise to the level of their worth. And when you did, you felt proud. You felt honored. You felt honored. Be that person for someone else. The one they don't forget, the one they respect. Not because you were the loudest or the flashiest, but because you knew your worth. You weren't cheap. You weren't common. You were earned. So the next time you feel the urge to overextend yourself just to be liked or to say yes when your soul is screaming no, pause. Ask yourself, am I giving this person something they didn't earn? And if the answer is yes, take a step back. Smile but don't chase. Be kind but don't shrink. Be open but don't be easy. Because at the end of the day, you are the prize. You are the luxury. Are the luxury. And darling, luxury is never available on discount. It sounds simple, almost too obvious, like a line someone would say at the end of a romantic film. But trust me, trust me, this one line can change your entire life if you truly understand it. See, every day in every interaction, you're setting the standard for how the world sees you, responds to you, and respects you. It starts with the little things. When someone interrupts you constantly and you just smile and let it go, you've taught them that your voice doesn't need space. When someone cancels on you last minute again and again, And you say it's okay every time. You're teaching them that your time has no value. When someone crosses your boundaries and you stay silent, you're showing them that it's okay to do it again. People are always watching. They're not just listening to your words, they're observing your reactions. And based on that, they decide, how far can I go with this person? What will they tolerate? What will they accept? Now you might say, but I'm just being nice. I get it. Niceness is beautiful. But there's a difference between being kind and being a doormat. Being kind is a choice. Being a pushover is a habit. And it's a habit that tells others, I don't need you to respect me, just like I don't fully respect myself. I don't fully respect myself. The truth is, every time you ignore your own needs to please someone else, you send a message. Or my needs aren't that important that people will believe you. If you keep showing up for people who don't show up for you, if you keep giving your energy to those who don't return it, eventually they'll think, this is normal. This is what he or she does. And the moment that becomes normal, you lose your power. Wait, so power. You see, power doesn't lie in being loud or aggressive. It lies in boundaries. Quiet, clear, unapologetic boundaries. The kind that say, I care about you, but I care about myself too. The kind that don't need an explanation or an apology. The kind that simply exist, like a silent contract with the universe that says, this is what I allow, this is what I deserve. Let me give you a little secret I've learned from all these years in the limelight. Whether it's relationships, business, or even fame, consistency teaches people more than any speech ever could. If every time someone disrespects you, you still stay, still smile, still give, they learn that disrespect comes with no consequences. But the moment you quietly walk away, protect your energy, and stop giving access to people who haven't earned it, the entire tone changes. Suddenly they realize, wait, I can't treat this person any way I want. I have to level up. And let me tell you when people level up for you. That's where real connection starts. That's when relationships become mutual, respectful, strong, tactful, strong. Not one-sided performances where you're always clapping for others while no one claps for you. Now I know setting boundaries and demanding respect, it's not always easy, especially if you've spent years being the nice guy, the helper, the always available one. Change feels like a risk. Change feels like a risk. You fear people might leave. Some will. But here's the truth. The people who leave because you started valuing yourself were never really for you in the first place. Don't fear losing people who never respected your worth. Fear staying stuck in spaces where you're constantly undervalued. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself when no one's watching. By the way you speak about yourself, the standards you set, the energy you demand, silently, confidently. So stop shrinking to fit into spaces you've outgrown. Stop laughing at jokes that make you uncomfortable. Stop saying yes when every part of you is screaming no. Start honoring your instincts. Start protecting your peace. Start teaching people not through words, but through action. This is how I deserve to be treated. And here's the most beautiful part. When you do that, something magical happens. You stop attracting people who want to take advantage of you, and you start attracting people who match you, who see your boundaries and say, I respect that, who treat you with the same level of grace, dignity, and care that you offer. So yes, you teach people how to treat you every day, every interaction, every yes and no. You are not just someone's friend, lover, colleague. You are your own standard setter. And the higher you set that standard, the more your life will start to reflect it. Because at the end of the day, the world doesn't define your value. You do. Your own standard.